Jimmy Henchman, born James Rosemond on February 5, 1965, in Brooklyn, New York, grew up in a two-parent household with his three brothers and sister. His criminal career began at 16 when he was arrested for bike theft, leading to his incarceration at Rikers Island's C-74 Juvenile Detention Center. There, he met future criminals, including Kelvin 50 Cent Martin, who was given the nickname Little Bastard. Years later, after Martin's death, Rosemond funded a $9,000 granite headstone for his grave. At 18, Rosemond faced charges of criminal possession of a firearm, followed by another weapons charge and robbery and second-degree murder charges within a year. His criminal activities expanded outside New York, with a firearms charge in Los Angeles in February 1996. In November 1996, Tupac's posthumous album, The Don Illuminati, The 7-Day Theory, was released, featuring the track Against All Odds, in which Tupac accused Henchman of being involved in his 1994 shooting. On November 30, 1994, Tupac was shot and robbed of $40,000 worth of jewelry at Quad Studios in Manhattan, allegedly by two men in military fatigues. Shakur was critically injured, shot 5 times, and pistol-whipped. A year later, on the anniversary of the shooting, Tupac's associate Randy Stretch Walker was shot to death in Queens, New York. In 2000, Henchman was sentenced to 19 months in prison for a weapons violation. Despite his criminal history, he found success in the music industry, founding the management company SAR Entertainment, which represented popular artists. On January 21, 2005, Henchman and his client, rapper The Game, were involved in an altercation with DJ Zulu of Maryland's 93.9 FM, resulting in second-degree assault charges for both. The charges against The Game were dropped, but Henchman was sentenced in 2006 to 5 years suspended and 3 years of probation, with Queen Latifah testifying on his behalf. In 2007, Henchman's 14-year-old son, James Jr., was reportedly slapped by members of rapper Tony Yayo's crew, further complicating Henchman's ongoing beefs and legal troubles. The alleged assault on Henchman's teenage son, James Jabulani, in 2007 is widely believed to be connected to the ongoing rap feud between G-Unit and The Game, who was managed by Henchman's SAR Entertainment. On March 24, 2007, Tony Yayo, a member of G-Unit, was arrested and charged with assault for the incident. Less than a month later, on April 18th, Yayo's mother's home was shot at in what authorities believe was retaliation for the attack on Henchman's son. In the aftermath, Dave Lighty, the brother of late G-Unit manager Chris Lighty, was attacked with a razor, and Yayo's Bentley was shot at in Harlem. A G-Unit bulletproof vehicle was also torched as part of further retaliation. In February 2008, prosecutors dropped charges against Yayo due to insufficient evidence. Meanwhile, Lowell Fletcher, also known as Lodi Mac, an associate of G-Unit and a member of the Bloods, was shot and killed in the Bronx on September 27, 2009, in what authorities believe was further retaliation for the assault on Henchman's son. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you're enjoying this video so far. In June 2010, the DEA concluded its investigation into Henchman, issuing an arrest warrant for drug trafficking charges. After a month in hiding, Henchman was arrested at the W Hotel in Manhattan following a brief foot chase, during which he chipped a tooth. On October 6, 2011, Henchman's older brother, Kessner Rosemond, was sentenced to 12 years for drug trafficking related to Henchman's organization. In 2011, Dexter Isaac, a convicted felon serving a life sentence for murder, began cooperating with federal authorities in their investigation of Henchman for drug trafficking. Isaac, who confessed to being the triggerman in a 1994 shooting, provided information to prosecutors about Henchman's involvement in the criminal activities. During the 1994 shooting of Tupac, Dexter Isaac, a convicted felon, informed investigators that he and an accomplice carried out the robbery and shooting of Tupac on the orders of Jimmy Henchman. The crime was reportedly carried out for a $2,500 cash payment and all of Tupac jewelry, except for one of 2 diamond rings. Isaac claimed that Henchman wanted to present one of the diamonds to his longtime girlfriend, Cynthia Reed, in a new setting. It's important to note that by the time Isaac came forward with this information, the statute of limitations for the crime had expired. In May 2012, Henchman went on trial for running a multi-million-dollar drug trafficking operation along the U.S. East Coast. The trial followed a lengthy investigation by federal and state authorities. Henchman, represented by attorney Gerald Shargel, who had also represented notorious mob boss John Gotti, faced charges related to a drug trafficking network that allegedly earned over $11 million annually since 2007. Prosecutors claimed that Henchman's operation used creative methods to smuggle narcotics, including hiding the drugs inside music equipment cases coated in mustard to evade drug-sniffing dogs. The proceeds from the cocaine sales were allegedly sent back to California. On June 5, 2012, Henchman was convicted on all 13 charges, including conspiracy to distribute cocaine, money laundering, witness tampering, and criminal possession of a firearm. Just a few weeks later, on June 22, Henchman was also charged with the murder of Lowell Fletcher. On October 25, 2013, Henchman was sentenced to life in prison in Brooklyn federal court and was ordered to forfeit $14 million in cash and assets. In November 2013, it was revealed that a federal informant, whose identity was protected, confessed to being the triggerman in the 2005 shooting of Death Row Records CEO, Marion Knight. The informant told authorities that he shot Knight on Henchman's orders for a $10,000 payment. According to the informant, Henchman personally supplied him with the gun used in the shooting, and the two fled the scene together. The shooting took place at 12:42 a.m. on August 28, 2005, at the Shag nightclub in Miami Beach, Florida, during a party hosted by rapper Kanye West in celebration of the 2005 MTV Video Music Awards. Although witnesses did not identify the shooter, they confirmed the shooting occurred while Knight was seated in the VIP section. At least 6 shots were fired in the shooting death of Lowell Fletcher. Henchman's federal trial for the murder began on February 10, 2014, and concluded on March 4, 2014, resulting in a hung jury. His retrial started on December 2, 2014, with U.S. Attorney Preet Bharara presenting 35 witnesses, including former associates of Henchman, to testify against him. On December 11, 2014, Henchman and his co-defendant Rodney Johnson were convicted of conspiracy to commit murder and murder for hire. Henchman was sentenced to life in prison, plus 20 years, on March 23, 2015. However, on November 1, 2016, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit vacated Henchman's March 2015 conviction for murder for hire. The appellate court found that the district court had incorrectly applied a waiver provision in the defendant's plea agreement, which had prevented his defense team from making certain arguments at trial. On the evening of November 28, during the 2-week retrial, Henchman was convicted of 4 counts of murder for hire. Prosecution witness Brian McLeod testified that he helped lure Fletcher to the Bronx to be murdered. Henchman's attorney, David Tugger, failed to convince the jury that his client had only intended for the shooting to injure Fletcher, not to kill him. There have been talks of Jimmy Henchman trying to file an appeal. Do you think he deserves a chance at freedom? Leave your thoughts in the comment. Don't forget to subscribe.